Hi everyone, and welcome back to Chelle's Glam Home. Well, today I'm excited to share, guys, another DIY glam project. This time I'm taking a vintage chair and giving it a Marilyn Monroe makeover. I hope you enjoy. I picked up this vintage chair from my local thrift store, and I knew it'd be the perfect shape and style for what I had in mind. Overall, this chair was in quite good condition. All it needed was a little light sanding. So I took my little sanding block and I sanded the entire piece. Then taking my favourite Rust-Oleum paint in the beautiful colour Gloss Candy Pink, I took the chair outside and I painted it. I gave the chair 2 coats. I wasn't concerned here, guys, about paint getting on the fabric because I will be removing that. I absolutely love the detail of this little vintage chair. I love the little decorative pieces that it has at the top as well as on the legs. Once it was completely dry, I then took a pair of scissors and I went ahead and started removing the old fabric. This was quite a simple step. I actually just started pulling on it and it came off quite easily. I then repeated the same steps to the bottom until the fabric was completely removed. I used about 2 meters of this felt-like fabric that I picked up from Spotlight on clearance. I was going to use this as the underlay for the chair, so I cut a piece to size and I started from the bottom. Make sure you allow at least a little bit of overhang on each side. So even though you'll have a little bit more than you should have, we'll trim that up as we go along. Now with the back of the chair, what I did here, guys, you'll see that I'm actually just tucking it under. So what I'll do is I'll push it down and it tucks right in. So this will help when I staple at the back. Once everything was complete, I then took my trusty staple gun and I started to staple along the timber line of the chair. I continue to do so around the entire chair. You can see here I'm pulling it down tight, and with the corners, guys, you just want to get that feel for it, and here I was just playing around with it and felt that the corner should just overlap downwards, so you can see here. Once I did that, I just did the exact same thing to the top. Now this was the following day and I went out and got myself a new staple gun, guys. I really love this one. This one's from Bunnings. It was about $60, but it's one of those electric ones and it was so much better to use than the little cheap one that I got from the dollar store. So I thoroughly recommend that you invest in some type of good quality staple gun. So now you're seeing me cut up a Marilyn Monroe singlet. Now guys, for the last few weeks, Chelle has been trying to think of a possible way to get a picture of Marilyn Monroe onto this chair and onto fabric. I checked with my local printer, I checked online. It was going to cost me in excess of $80 to get this picture onto some canvas or onto some sort of fabric. I give up on the idea for a few days and then I was going through eBay and I thought, Michelle, cut up a t-shirt. So I simply entered Marilyn Monroe t-shirt on eBay and I come across this adorable little pink Marilyn Monroe singlet. You can imagine my excitement when it turned up in the mail and it had Marilyn on both sides. But not only that, guys, I paid $8 with free shipping. Now, this was a one-off sale that somebody was just selling privately. However, I have found the Marilyn Monroe t-shirt for you. It's roughly around $20 to $25 with free shipping, and I'll leave that link down below for you. Now, this singlet was a size small, but it was the perfect size for me to stretch it to the top of my chair. So just bear in mind that when you're ordering a t-shirt, that you get the right size to the size of the actual chair that you're using. So you'll see now that I've ended up with 2 pieces of Marilyn Monroe. Now, I've left the top of the singlet there because you'll see in the next clip that I just wanted to make sure that it had stretched enough for Marilyn's hairline. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trimming off the excess from the felt. And I just placed Marilyn over to the top and I just positioned her in place before I started stapling. So then I started stapling. What I did here is just followed the rim of the timber. Now you'll see that I'm just checking here to make sure it's going through because it wasn't doing it here. So I just keep continuing around to the shape of the timber of the chair. Once it was complete, I then took this beautiful fake fur rug from Kmart Australia, and what I was going to do is I was going to use that as the bottom of my chair, and I just put it across the bottom and then measured it to size and cut it. Once I'd cut it, I then took my trusty staple gun once again and I stapled the fur to the chair. Once it was complete, it was then time to remove the excess from Marilyn, and I wanted to put a trim around so it would cover the staple marks. Now here I'm just trimming off the excess, but I actually went in again and trimmed off a little bit more off camera. Also off camera, guys, I took some pink ribbon that I picked up from my dollar store and I hot glued that over the staples, but I wasn't happy with it in the end, guys. I just thought it was a little bit too thin and I was gonna overlap it, but then I went, no, I love my pink foam flowers, so that's exactly what I did. I got my hot glue gun and these beautiful foam flowers from eBay and I hot glued them around the entire piece. Now at the back of my chair, guys, I decided not to cover that with Marilyn. I decided that I'd just simply hot glue beautiful pink foam roses to the back. And here is my bubblegum Marilyn Monroe vintage chair. I absolutely love anything to do with Marilyn Monroe. I think she is so beautiful and so glam. And after being inspired by a picture I'd seen on Pinterest, I hunted down a vintage chair and brought my vintage chair Marilyn Monroe item to life. Guys, this little DIY project had me stuck for a while. I loved this vintage chair and I've had it for well over a month, but I was having difficulty, as I said, trying to find Marilyn Monroe on fabric. And it was like an aha moment one night when I discovered that I could do it completely inexpensive from a t-shirt or a singlet off eBay. These adorable little pink foam roses, guys, are also an inexpensive eBay purchase, and I'll leave a link to them down below. They're a DIYer's dream when it comes to decorating. My vision was to have a Glam Marilyn Monroe chair, but I wanted to make sure, guys, when I shared it with you, that it was completely inexpensive. So I encourage you all to start shopping garage sales, shop your local thrift stores. Try and find that chair that has that spot where you could possibly put Marilyn Monroe's face. Again, the possibilities are endless for this little DIY project. You could change things up if you weren't into Marilyn Monroe. I'd love to do one with Audrey Hepburn, guys. I think that would look so adorable as well. And I encourage you all to pick a style that you particularly like and have a go at decorating your own chair. I truly adore how these pretty pink flowers sit at the back of this chair, guys. I think it definitely gives that glam touch to my Marilyn chair. As I'm all about decorating on a budget, I love to share new exciting ideas with you. So I took this fake fur rug as well as this singlet and was able to master the Marilyn Monroe vision that I had in mind. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly hope you've enjoyed my Marilyn Monroe chair makeover. I hope I've inspired you to have a look for that old chair that you might have stored in the garage, or maybe pop out to your local thrift store and give yourself your very own Glam Marilyn Monroe chair. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, because I'll be back real soon with more DIY projects, inspirational ideas and room tours here at Chelle's Glam Home. So until next time, my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.